Hello and welcome to Spill the Mystic Tea. I'm Kerrie Waring, and here we talk about all the things the spiritual world often doesn't like to say out loud. And there's something I've been noticing this week, both energetically and in conversations with my clients. A lot of people are being called to step up into more power right now, into more power of they truly are. And it's uncomfortable, not because they don't know who they are, but because this next level requires even more self trust. So today, I want to talk about reclaiming your inner authority and the subtle ways that we give it away without even realizing. And if you're someone who wants to actually practice and strengthen your self trust, reclaim your inner authority, and embody spirit, then this is the work we're doing inside my private SKOOL community. We use tools like mediumship and oracle cards to build that discernment, not dependence. And the link's in my bio if you want to explore that space and join me. We give away our power in subtle ways. Most people think that it looks dramatic, but often we don't even realize we're doing it because it has become so ingrained. We're waiting for external validation before acting, especially in the spiritual space. We're asking for signs and confirmation from spirit. We're accepting treatment from others that don't align with our core values or certainly not with our worth. And that can be happening in our relationships, where we work, even with ourselves. And we're often looking outside of yourself for confirmation again and again and again, whether it be from your spirit guides, whether it be you're looking for the evidence to show up in your life that something's working, the results that you're looking for. We're giving away our power, really looks like surrender, and it usually looks like hesitation. So, taking action and then doubting yourself, that's one of the key indicators that we start a project, we make the move, and then we question everything because the results are not lining up. I know I've been guilty of this for years. I would find myself, even though I knew it was what I was meant to be doing, it was the guidance that I've received, taking action in my own time, but then the results not lining up with my expectations. And so then you question everything, right? You question, am I doing the right thing? You're looking for guidance. You then go about and you change what you're doing instead of actually sitting in and going, you know what? This is actually what I know I'm meant to be doing. I know it's linked to my purpose. So, universe, get on board. We follow that guidance, we take the step, and then the moment the things don't unfold quickly, we start wondering if we've imagined the whole thing, hey? So, purpose rarely works to give instant validation. And as I said, it's about leaning into that power and saying, universe, get on board with me because this is what we are doing. One of the more common points that I find, especially in the last week and over the last year, where I've actually been doing a lot of sacred and sassy wealth code work, is that we often don't realize where our own power does lie. It's deep down, we know we are on our purpose, right? We know it's something we're meant to do. You know that you've had the intuition, you've had the guidance. It's not so much that you lack clarity, but we often lack the courage to stand fully in what we know already. Stand fully in the fact that you know you are a healer, that you know you are meant to work with children, that you know that you are meant to be a channel for spirit in whatever capacity that forms. You know that you are meant to write a book. You know where you are meant to serve others. And often we just don't realize how much of that needs to thread through our lives and own that power. And right now, we are being called to do more of that. The current energetic invitation, shall we say, is really getting you to trust more in your inner guidance more deeply. It's asking you to stop waiting for that perfect sense of certainty where you can see the outcomes. It's not asking you to do that, because honestly, living intuitively doesn't really bring that kind of certainty. But to step into who you are on a soul level. I had a conversation with Spirit a couple of weeks ago. I was writing my next book and really talking about my relationship with Spirit, and how there have been many times over the years where I've questioned my faith, I've questioned who I am, I've told angels to F off, all sorts of things. And Spirit came back to me and says, it's because you don't know who you truly are. And in that moment, I understood them to be saying, not that I didn't know who I am as Kerrie on a human level, and Kerrie who, lives on the Central Coast and is a medium and helps women recalibrate who they are, and with the embodiment of spirit. Not I know who I am in that human sense. But they were really specifying that we don't know who we are truly capable of being on a soul level. Because when you think about it, our context of spirituality comes in because we listen to other gurus, we read a book, we listen to other people, and within that frame of reference, we then build a relationship with spirit and the universe. But I challenge you to break that down and really come into spirit and go, okay, show me, who am I truly? What am I capable of doing? How am I capable of communicating with the universe if I truly embodied the powerful soul and spirit that I am? What would it look like? That's the invitation that is being called forth right now. So, in closing, reclaiming your inner authority isn't about becoming louder or more forceful. It's about trusting the quiet knowing inside of you, even when the external world hasn't caught up yet. And if you want a space to practice this kind of self-trust and this kind of exploration with spirit, you're always welcome into my SKOOL community, the Sacred and Sassy Collective. That's where we go deeper with this work. So I'll see you on the inside, hey?